Right. Good morning, students. Let us continue the topic periodicity in properties. So, till last class we have completed all the classifications of elements. Classification based on electronic configuration over, based on chemical property also over. Now let us start periodicity in properties. So what is periodicity in properties, and we have different properties also. Let us discuss in detail. So the definition of periodicity in properties: the properties which are repeated in a regular intervals of atomic numbers. The properties which are repeated in a regular intervals of atomic number. What is the meaning of this? So first take the definition. The properties which are repeated in a which are repeated in regular intervals of atomic number. Intervals of atomic numbers, right? So the properties which are repeated in a regular intervals of atomic numbers called periodicity in properties. Okay. Right. So here the meaning of definition is the properties which are repeated in a regular intervals of atomic numbers. Okay, in a regular intervals of atomic numbers, those properties are repeated. Okay, such properties are called periodic properties or periodicity in properties or periodic properties. Then what are the periodic properties? 1. Atomic size. Atomic size is a periodic property. Why? It is repeated in a regular intervals of atomic numbers. Okay, how it is repeated we will study in detail later individually. Next, second one is ionization enthalpy. Or ionization potential. It is second periodic property. Third, or it is also called ionization energy also. Ionization energy, IE, right? It is ionization energy or enthalpy. Next, third one is electron gain enthalpy. Or electron affinity. Electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. Next, fifth one is electronegativity. Sorry, fourth one is electronegativity. Next, fifth one, electropositivity. Next, sixth one, valency. And seventh one, acidic and basic nature of element. So these are periodic properties. We will study one by one, all in detail. Okay, let us continue with first one. So first one is atomic size over R. It is also called atomic radius or atomic radius. So what is atomic size and or atomic radius? You know, atom is a circular in shape. We have studied like this. It is having nucleus which has positive charge. So all these are orbits. Let us take this is a last orbit. Then here there is a distance from the center of the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Nucleus has center. From the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit. This, right? The distance from the center, the distance from the center of the nucleus to outermost orbit is called atomic size or atomic radius. It is denoted by small letter r. So therefore, atomic size or atomic radius is the distance between, it is the distance between center of nucleus to outermost orbit, not orbital, outermost orbit or outermost shell. So like this, it is center of the nucleus, it is outermost orbit. The distance between the center of the nucleus to this outermost orbit is called atomic size or atomic radius. It is nothing but the distance between center of nucleus, outermost orbit. ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that distance is called what? Atomic size or atomic radius. Then it's all right, the distance between center of the nucleus to outermost orbit, this is we call atomic radius. Okay, then is it possible to calculate this distance? Is it possible to determine this distance in atom? No, because we know that atom is a smallest particle, right? It is the smallest particle. Then you cannot hold atom with your hand, or you cannot see with your naked eyes. Okay, it is impossible to see naked eyes. It is impossible to hold in your hand, right? Then now how do you determine this distance? By taking scale. Is it possible? It is not possible. That means the measurement of this radius directly is not possible. You cannot measure directly. So therefore we have indirect method to measure, to determine the atomic radius or atomic size. What is indirect method? Indirect method is nothing but, so instead of calculating atomic radius, we can calculate the internuclear distance, right? We can calculate what? Internuclear distance. What is the meaning of internuclear distance? The distance between two adjacent nucleus. For example, take this is a one atom, this is another atom. There are two atoms. They are held together by something bond. Okay, then this atom nucleus is this atom also has nucleus here. We cannot calculate this radius here to here, it is a bit difficult, but it is possible to calculate the distance between two nucleus. This is called internuclear distance. Nodi, ee distance calculate madabodu. Okay, we have different methods. Okay, the distance between two adjacent nucleus can be calculated, which is called internuclear distance. Okay, this nucleus is called what? Which is called internucleus or internuclear distance. Internucleus distance or internuclear also you can say. Internuclear distance. So therefore the distance between two nucleus can be calculated. Then once you calculate the distance between two nucleus, then what is atomic radius? Atomic radius is nothing but half of this, no? Yes, Now here to here is radius, atomic radius. Now here to here also atomic radius. Therefore, now this is a radius, atomic radius. It is, this is internuclear distance. Internuclear distance divided by 2, which gives radius or atomic size, atomic radius. So this is the indirect method to calculate the atomic radius or atomic size. Let us do that only. Right. So now therefore write here one point. So you have taken this definition. The distance between center of the nucleus to outermost orbit is called atomic size over atomic radius. Okay. Next point. So atomic size, atomic radius, is it possible to calculate directly? Not. So write that point also. So it is not possible to calculate atomic size or atomic radius directly, but we can calculate the internuclear distance. From the internuclear distance we can calculate atomic radius. Then now next is types of atomic radius. We have again types of atomic radius, atomic size. Right, types of atomic radius. Now this types of atomic radius, it is based on bonding or based on internuclear force of attraction, nothing but bond. So based on chemical bond. Right. So based on chemical bond, atomic radius classified into 3 types. There are 3 types of atomic radius. One, metallic radius. It is also called crystal radius. Metallic radius or crystal radius. 2. Second one, covalent radius. And third one, van der Waals radius. So this classification has done based on chemical bond or based on like force of attraction. So based on chemical bond or nothing but force of attraction, it is classified into 3 types. One, metallic bond, metallic radius or crystal radius. This metallic radius is measured in metals, only in metals, because metals having metallic bond. Next, covalent radius measured in molecule having covalent bond. Similarly, van der Waals radius is measured in molecule having van der Waals bond. So therefore, metallic radius measured in metals which are having metallic bond. Next, covalent radius is measured in molecule having covalent bond, and similarly van der Waals radius is measured in molecule having van der Waals radius. So therefore, let's see what is definition of 3. First one is metallic radius. If you understand metallic radius, you can understand easily remaining 2, almost similar. So therefore, let's see metallic radius. So as I told you, it is measured in, or it is, of course, it is measured in metals having metallic bond. Right. So it is measured in metals having metallic bond. Of course, metals having metallic bond, no doubt. Right. Then let us take a simple diagram so that you can understand easily. I'll take metal. There is a metal atom like this. This is one metal atom. It is another metal atom. Take sodium. Sodium metal, right? Now both they are held together by metallic bond. Okay, they are having metallic bond in between two sodium metal. This sodium metal has nucleus. This is also having nucleus. Then the distance between these two is called, this is internuclear distance. Okay, the distance between two sodium atom is a internuclear distance. Then this internuclear distance can be calculated by, there are many experiments. Okay, then you can calculate easily. Now this internuclear distance is particularly in case of sodium. So the internuclear distance between two sodium metal atom is, it is a 256 picometer. 256 picometer. It is experimentally determined. Fine. The internuclear distance between two sodium atom is 256 picometer. Then, but we want to measure now what? Atomic radius. The atomic radius is, you take, this is a half of the distance. The half of the distance is what? It is a 256 divided by 2, which is nothing but metallic radius. So therefore, then how do you define metallic radius? Definition and this example important for 2 marks. So what is the definition of metallic radius? So metallic radius is nothing but, it is the half of the distance between the half of the internuclear distance, right? The half of the internuclear distance between two adjacent metal atom held together by metallic bond. So therefore, right, take example. So example is sodium metal. So here periodic diagram. So take the diagram also. Sodium metal. In between two sodium metal atoms, the distance is, it is a 256 picometer. So therefore, so the internuclear distance between two sodium metal is 256 picometer. Therefore, metallic radius is 256 divided by 2. It is 128 picometer. So it is a metallic radius. Diagram also important. Take the diagram also. Next, second one is covalent radius. Covalent radius. Covalent radius. So as we have discussed, covalent radius is measured in molecule having covalent bond. So therefore, it is measured in, right on point, it is measured, let me determine, measured in molecules having covalent bond. So whichever molecule having covalent bond, in such molecule you can measure this covalent radius, right? Then let us take one example. If you understand the example, you can write easily definition. So therefore, I will take example is chlorine molecule. Okay. Take example chlorine molecule. So chlorine molecule is a Cl atom, one more Cl atom, right? Chlorine, right? So we write Cl2 molecule, no? molecule is chlorine 2. Right. Therefore, here in between two chlorine atoms, there is a covalent bond. Okay. This chlorine has nucleus. This chlorine has nucleus. Then the distance between these two is called internuclear distance. This internuclear distance is measured. It is practically it is approximately 198 picometer. Right. Therefore, the internuclear distance between two chlorine atoms is 198 picometer. In between two chlorine atoms, there is a covalent bond. But actually, what we want covalent radius. Therefore, here we take the half of the distance, right? The half of the distance between these two chlorine atoms is how much? It is 198 divided by 2. Right? So therefore, that 198 divided by 2, it is nothing but 99. This 99 picometer is what? It's a covalent radius of chlorine atom. So therefore, now how do you define covalent radius? Write the definition of covalent radius. So covalent radius is nothing but the half of the internuclear distance. It is also half of the half of the internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms. Two nucleus of adjacent atoms held together by covalent bond. They are held together by metallic bond. They are held together by covalent bond. Therefore, the half of the internuclear distance between two adjacent the half of the internuclear distance between two nucleus of adjacent atoms held together by covalent bond. They must be held together by covalent bond called covalent radius. Therefore, the half of the distance, internuclear distance between two nucleus of adjacent atoms, the two nucleus of adjacent atoms held together by what? Covalent radius. So the covalent bond is called covalent radius. Example here we are taking. So example, take chlorine molecule. Example, chlorine molecule. Right. In chlorine molecule, what is the internuclear distance between two chlorine atoms? Right. Here, internuclear distance. Internuclear distance between two chlorine atoms. Two chlorine atoms is how much? 198 picometer. Therefore, covalent radius. Therefore, covalent radius equal to, it is 298 divided by 198 divided by 2. It is 99 picometer. So this 99 picometer is a covalent radius of chlorine atom. So this is the definition and example of covalent radius. Next, last one is second. Next, third one is van der Waals radius. It is also similar. Van der Waals radius. So where the van der Waals radius is measured? It is measured in the molecule having van der Waals bond. So therefore, it is measured molecule or molecules having van der Waals bond. So what is van der Waals bond? We will study later. We have another topic, but let's see here is what is van der Waals radius. Right. So therefore, it is measured in the molecule having van der Waals bond. Okay. Now let us say here also I will take chlorine molecule only. See, in between two chlorine atoms there is a covalent bond. Now I will take two chlorine molecule. Okay, I will take now two chlorine molecule. This is one chlorine molecule. One chlorine molecule. So in between these two chlorine molecule, there is a first covalent bond. It is one chlorine molecule. I will take another chlorine molecule here. It is another chlorine molecule. There are two chlorine molecules. Okay. Come on, tell me. There are two chlorine molecules. In between each chlorine molecule, there is a covalent bond. In between these two covalent bond. Okay. Say this is a Cl2. It is also Cl2. In between these two covalent bond. Okay. But in between these two chlorine molecule, this is one molecule, it is another molecule. In between these two molecules, there is a van der Waals bond. Listen carefully, students. I took same example, chlorine. In between two chlorine atoms, we have studied covalent bond. This is over. Covalent bond, covalent radius. In between two chlorine atoms, it is a covalent radius, that is over. But we are studying now what? Van der Waals radius. What is the van der Waals radius? Van der Waals radius, it is measured in van der Waals molecule. Now, in between one molecule, it is another molecule. In between these two molecules, there is a van der Waals force of attraction. So therefore, now say this is a nucleus of one atom of one molecule. It is a nucleus of another atom of chlorine of second molecule. Now, in between these two, the distance is nothing but we call internuclear distance. Okay, this is internuclear distance. Okay. Now this internuclear distance, take something, it is x. The actually if chlorine is 360 picometer. The internuclear distance is 360 picometer in between these two. Then what we want? We want half of the distance. No, half of. Then this half of distance is nothing but what? 360 by 2. It is 180 picometer. I hope you understand. Now therefore write the definition of van der Waals radius. So van der Waals radius also say it is the half of the internuclear distance, right? The half of the internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms of different molecule. It is of one molecule, it is of another molecule, right? So the half of the internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms of different molecule, right? Different molecule held together by these two, van der Waals bond, right? Therefore, take definition carefully. The half of the internuclear distance. Internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms of different molecules held together by van der Waals radius, held together by van der Waals radius, is called van der Waals radius. Held together by van der Waals bond. Van der Waals called van der Waals radius. Radius, right? Now, so take example this. Example is chlorine molecule. This is one chlorine molecule. It is another chlorine molecule. In between these two chlorine molecules, there is a van der Waals force of attraction. Since they are having van der Waals force of attraction, now measure the internuclear distance. Now, don't measure this internuclear distance. If you measure this internuclear distance, which is called covalent radius, because they are having covalent bond. So therefore, in between these two, there is a van der Waals bond. Therefore, you measure in between these two internuclear distance, right? These two atoms, nuclear distance, which is called internuclear distance of adjacent atoms of different molecule, right? Now this is you will get 360 picometer. Therefore, 360 by 2 is equals to 180 picometer. So therefore, take example. Example is chlorine. Here also chlorine molecule. Chlorine molecule. Right. Then now what is the internuclear distance between atoms of different molecule? It is so right. The internuclear distance. The internuclear distance between two adjacent atoms of different molecules is how much? Two different chlorine molecules, clearly different chlorine molecules is 360 picometers. Therefore, van der Waals radius of chlorine is equal to 360 divided by 2 is 180.